Pasqualino. Lucien Laviscount. Rupert Grint. Dougray Scott. Woo! And he made it direct from Gatwick Terminal 2. Tamer Hussein. Good to see you all. How is everybody? All good?
Well, thank you.
Before we start, we should say hello to Facebook, because we are being streamed live on Facebook on those that red light up there.
Hello,
so hello,
Facebook.
Facebook fans. And I have been told, because we are on Facebook, we do need to keep the language
Oh, really?
PG, let's just say PG.
Okay.
Congratulations on the show, everybody. I binge-watched 5 episodes in one go, because I think it's that kind of program, isn't it? You just want to know what happens next. And you think you kind of got a handle on it after episode 1, which you guys all watched, and then the next episode comes along and it all goes pear-shaped and there are lots of twists and turns. Rupert, you're obviously one of the stars, but also the executive producer of this. So maybe you can tell us how you got involved. And I think also, what actually does an executive producer do?
Lots of things, lots of very important things. Actually, no. My role as an executive producer was something I always wanted to do. I came onto this project quite early on. I met with Alex, and he was...
So he's the showrunner?
Alex Durakoff, the showrunner, He was explaining to me how he wanted to make Snatch into a TV series. And the executive producer thing was, it's something that I've always wanted to do. I didn't really kind of throw my weight around. It wasn't really something like that. It was more kind of an experience for me to just kind of see a different perspective. And it was really interesting. I really enjoyed being a part of it in that aspect.
And Charlie's a completely different kind of character to what you've played before, right?
Yeah, Charlie is weird. It's kind of, this guy is just like from completely another time. And he was great fun. He's this outcast who really struggles to find his place. He's got a very dysfunctional family. They just smoke weed and have these weird orgies at this kind of squat. He kind of finds a family within these guys, and it's just a really fun story about these kind of really out of depth characters that really struggle to kind of make it in the kind of hardened criminal world. So it was fun.
And obviously, Luke, a lot of people will know the movie, and it's now 17 years old. I can't believe it's that old already, but very famous movie, very successful movie. This is inspired by it, obviously, rather than directly linked to it. How much did you want to go back to the film before taking on this role, or would you prefer just to leave it there and not really think about the movie too much?
I think with, I think we don't, none of us ever wanted to, negate the work that Guy had put in to try and, to make the movie what it was. It's still to date one of my favourite movies in my sort of arsenal of favourite movies, should I say? But I think to be inspired by something like that is, I think we need to have you need to have the essence and the tone of Snatch in general for it to be, we're calling it Snatch, so it needs to have some sort of correlation to the movie itself. But at the same time, you don't want to copy it. You don't want it to be, a complete rip-off of the movie. But the way you said inspired by it, I think to have that as an inspiration is, it's a nice platform for us to sort of move forward and try and do our own thing with it, really.
But for a classic Cockney movie, it's actually shot in Manchester, right? Mm-hmm. So how was it shooting on the streets in Manchester, presumably sort of in public in Manchester as well?
It was great. I'm from Manchester, so it was great for me. I loved it. It's such a cool city as well. There's so much going on there. So, we love working there.
And at Granada Studios as well?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we worked at the old Granada Studios, which is cool. Yeah.
Because I guess, in case people don't know, your mother famously works at, or has worked at Granada Studios.
Yeah, I actually grew up watching her at those.
Your mother is Sally.
Yeah.
A Coronation Street legend, I think we can call her that, right? Yeah, that's fair enough. She's not going to be offended by that. No, okay. Yeah. So, Granada Studios in your blood, right?
Yeah, it was kind of weird going back there, actually, because that's kind of where I fell in love with acting and wanted to do it myself. So it was strange filming on those grounds, because being an actress myself, yeah, it was great.
And Billy the boxer.
Billy, yes!
Yeah, that's him. So when you were, I mean, by the way, you need to get down the gym. You are in terrible shape. What is going on?
Disgusting. Horrible.
When you found out you were going to have, I mean, in the episode we've just watched, there was obviously a boxing scene, but in further episodes, there's bare knuckle fight. There's a scene in, I think it's episode 4, with the biggest nightclub bouncer I've ever seen.
You don't see anything so big in your life. Not like Lucien, you're going to be matching up with him. I'm like, okay, cool.
But when you find out your role is going to be very physical like that, how do you prepare for that?
Well, I guess I try and keep myself relatively fit, but with something like that coming up, you can never prepare for it. The time scale I had to get ready for it was just basically go in there and give it the best shot you got. But,
nothing to do with your pedigree then? Nothing to do with
my old man, yeah, I'm
is.
from the right stock. I'm from good stock. My old man was a 3-time Mr. Universe bodybuilder, and my mother was as well.
Wow.
So, yeah, we kind of been brought up in that element. Yeah, you know what? Go on, Mum. Go on, Dad. Go on.
So do you actively seek out those kind of roles?
Actively seeking them out. I think with this role right here, it was just, where can I fit in?
Yeah.
Basically, I just wanted to be a part of it. Got the phone call saying it was going to be made. Alex Zarakov, met him and his wife was in the meeting as well. And it just, when something just grabs hold of you the way this did, and not just the fact it was Snatch, just to be working with Alex, that was the main draw, and reading the first couple of scripts, and then hearing my main man here was on it, was something that we've been kind of like looking to do. I've known him for a long time, and we'd love to do together. So this one was very special. As for the future, going forward, you bring down a 30-stone man and ask me to fight him.
It's something to look forward to in episode 4.
It's not funny. It's not even funny. I don't know why we were making jokes. I genuinely didn't think I was going to come out that alive.
Wow.
It was a long day.
A long day, yeah.
It was a long day and
Who's the actor? Can we give him a name check? Who's the actor playing in? Can we give him a name?
Leon. He's a lovely man.
Yeah.
But there was one of the cuts within the fight that he falls on top of me, and when the director said it, all the camera guys, all the sound guys, just literally just went and turned their back to me, and I was just like, is this really going to happen? But we did it, and we got through, no broken bones.
Good.
So yeah.
Look out for it in episode 4. Tamer, you're a former boxer yourself as well.
Former boxer.
Playing Haytham in the show. He seems like quite a nice guy, though. I think that's quite that's a hard as nails name, but he seems quite a softie, really, doesn't he?
It's quite bizarre. Haytham is actually a true life character.
Really?
And Alex found him. He was in prison with the Cray twins. And bizarrely, his name was Haytham or Henry because he loved everyone until they messed about with him and then they'd kill him. So that was it. It'd snap their neck. So the Cray twins named that character Haytham or Henry.
And of course, yourself and Dougray, I mean, you're mainly in the prison scenes. There are some flashbacks as well. How much interaction did you have with these guys?
Well, I mean, you saw up to episode 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know what happens. Should I tell them what happens?
Yeah.
Tease, I think, rather than give too much away.
He doesn't spend all his time in prison, that's for sure. So they they eventually spend quite a lot of time in each other's company, and the story, you know, from my perspective, from our character's perspective, becomes a lot more interesting when he discovers that the gold on the outside perhaps is his from 15 years ago, which is why he's inside prison in the first place. So it becomes, you know, a romp, as it were, and he wants his gold back.
It's quite boring until we come out of prison.
And it's a great look that Vic has, isn't it, with the vest and the gold. I don't know if the tattoos are yours or not, but you know they add to the image.
No, some of them. Yeah, I've got a couple. Yeah.
And that kind of, you know, the slick back hair. How much does putting on that kind of outfit help you with getting into character?
Oh, it all helps, you know. It's like these characters are fascinating. You know, I met a lot of those guys through someone.
Excuse me.
Who kind of, you know, and that's what I love about acting, is that you get to to really explore an aspect of life that you wouldn't necessarily get to had you not been playing this character. So that's what I like to do as an actor. I like to delve into the real life of it, and you take bits from him, bits from him, bits from him, bits from him, and you watch documentaries and you find a bit of his voice, and the look came from, I think there was a documentary that I watched, there was a particular gangster in that who slicked his hair back, but they all seem to slick their hair back. I don't know why. Maybe they had shears and grill cream or something.
Mine's for a character, but I just come back from film. I'm not normally like this.
And the vest and everything like that. Yeah, it's just bit by bit you build up the character.
And you did it brilliantly.
In fact, the costumes are amazing all the way through, aren't they? I mean, you three particularly look very cool. Rupert, I mean...
Yeah. I love Rupert's wardrobe.
I think he's doing bits.
Yeah, the kind of more eccentric look, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean... You did, yeah? I love it. I know, I missed the bow tie. I think that was from Alex. He was kind of very conscious of kind of everyone having their own kind of style.
Yeah.
And, I got a lot of tweed, a lot of bow ties. But, yeah, it was fun.
And so, am I right in thinking that Alex is off at the moment preparing for Series 2, because you've been recommissioned, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so can we sort of hint at anything? Do you know what he's up to? Do you know where he is? What?
Well, you know what? If we knew anything, then we'd be able to hint at it. But it's sort of it's become one of those things. We were originally meant to be shooting in Puerto Rico.
Spain.
No.
Spain
Well, sorry, originally meant to be
Spain
shooting
first.
in Spain, and then that sort of got sidetracked, and then we thought we were going to be shooting in Puerto Rico. We were set to go out there. And then 2 hurricanes in a week left Puerto Rico sort of absolutely uninhabitable. So we've had to sort of delay it for a little while until we can work out where we're going. But we are we're
You're
in the
leaving
process.
Manchester this time. Then?
We're leaving Manchester this time.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So we're in the process of finding out where we're going at the moment. But but I'd love to hint at something, but I don't know. I really don't know anything.
Have you not been told?
What have you?
Yeah.
I bet he has.
Remember, I'm godfather to Alex's kids.
That's very true.
I know.
Very true.
We've got an audience who I'm sure have got some great questions for you all. So we have a microphone, just because, again, we're on Facebook Live, we need to get you mic'd up before you ask any questions. So if you can just wait to get the microphone before you ask. I don't know, where are the microphones, actually? Are they roving somewhere? So who would like to start? Who has the first question for the cast? You just put your hand up.
No one.
Somebody's got the first question, surely.
Can I ask you guys a question then?
Go on, let's do it.
Why ain't you got no questions? Come on, I'm joking.
Oh yeah, well,
Snatch movie, iconic movie.
Yeah.
How did you feel like when you thought I got part in a series? You know what I mean?
Amazing. Snatch, for me, is probably the coolest movie brand on the planet. And Alex made a conscious decision not to have anybody in the original show, in the original film, in the TV show. Yeah. And, I mean, a lot of the original cast in the film are friends of mine, and they weren't too happy about it. They was like, why don't you just leave it alone, and why don't you this, why don't you that? But Alex did take a gamble, and he sat with Guy, and Guy just said, make sure it's effing good. And he got his blessing, and that was basically what it was. And then I think there was, at some point, they were going to bring just maybe one of the original cast members in, but they didn't end up doing it. But I think it's got the right beats, the right feel. I think it's got the right, it's got that Snatch feel about it, which it's always going to be difficult to match anything that guy does, because he's so amazing at what he does. But Alex did it brilliantly, and to be a part of something like that is great. I'm sure you'll all agree. No?
Yeah.
we've got a question at the back.
Hello. There's always a joker, isn't there? So with you guys, who is the biggest joker on set and why?
I'd say this one or this one.
There was, I do remember there was a prank. I think we can. The car park. Oh, that one.
Which prank?
Yeah, you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we need to know more.
Yeah, we can tell it. So basically there was one of the guys we were working with. He was an AD. We'd known him for a long time. I've worked with him on a project before, and there was a scene that we were filming later on in the series on a boat. And while we were rehearsing and whatnot, we were permitted to wear life jackets, and there were the life jackets that, you know, you got the little toggle here and they just sort of explode with air. So we sort of were talking for a little while, and one of the guys that we were working with, one of the crew members, we decided that we were going to pull his toggle when he least expected it. And
Yeah, he got it good.
Yeah.
He got it good. He got it good.
so it was actually Lucien that we sort of like, I think we drew straws or like did rock paper scissors. Lucien lost, so he had to go and do it.
I felt like I was a real winner.
Yeah, it really did not go down well.
He left, didn't he?
But I'm not gonna lie.
It didn't go down. I mean, it was hilarious, but it just didn't go down.
I think the slow-mo video of it that Luca managed to capture just needs some.
Put on his story so the whole world could see.
Yeah, I think that was the part they didn't like too much. But,
I remember that.
but it's happened now. It's in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's you two, basically, is what we're saying, is the answer to the question.
There was always
It's
something going on.
collaborative.
Like Lucien said, we've known each other for so long, so
Yeah.
we've been doing this sort of thing for many years, just sort of like acting like clowns, and what better place to do it in the work. There's a lot of waiting around when you're on set, so you have to find something to entertain yourself after a while. So, sort of terrorising other members of staff was our go-to vice, I suppose. Oh yeah, so I was coming home from work as well one day, and so we were driving into the car park. We had an underground car park in our building, and I'd noticed that Rupert just bought a new car, so I thought, that looks like Rupert in the distance. So I said to my driver, I said, speed up, I want to see if that's Rupert. So he caught up with Rupert. I said, but hang back a little bit, I want to see if he goes into the car park. So he's pulled into the car park, got the driver to let me out. So I let out, and I was like, literally, like, Rupert decided to park on the very bottom floor of this sort of like multi-story car park underground.
It's a very dark multi-story.
So I was like, I thought he was going to park on the entry level where I parked, but in the end he ended up going right down to the bottom. So I'm like sprinting after this car to try and make sure it was Rupert, and I saw that it was actually Rupert. And he parked up, and I just ran and like sort of like jumped all over the car. And poor Rupert, almost.
The funniest one for me was the get it out, the delivery guy when he was texting you, saying, "Do you want a job?" Deliveroo.
I got a job offer from him.
Got a job offer from him, and the kid meant it. No, he's going seriously. If you become a Deliveroo driver, you can have our bike and put a helmet on, and nobody will recognise you. Just deliver food for us, and he literally wrote this whole thing, and he meant it. It was brilliant.
Basically, there really wasn't ever a dull moment.
It sounds
Like,
like
That's probably the best way to put it, yeah.
I think the toilet.
Thank you. I do have another question. We have a question over here.
Hello. So, as you know, you are streaming live on Facebook at the moment, directly to AMC UK, and we've had a question come through from A. Hannah Wintle. She says, "I love all the Cockney phrases. So, what's your favourite Cockney saying?"
I feel like Luke has some good ones.
We have one genuine Cockney here.
Cockney?
Cockney. And 5 pretenders. So.
Well, I don't know about pretenders. They're great. They're great. Well, we've got a Sweaty Sock's my favourite. That's all I called him every day. Sweaty Sock Jock. He got that off me all day. What's happening? You sweaty ring, all right? He's like, yeah. But anyway, I'm not Cockney. Cockneys are East London. I'm a South London.
Right. Okay.
Anyone else? Got any was the dogs?
There's a lot of rhyming slang.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Slang. Yeah. Bottle of rum, bum. It's one I quite like. Got a lovely bottle. Nice bottle.
And the vodka, the brand of the vodka. What was
Oh yeah, that was actually a good one. Yeah,
Brahms and List.
yeah. So in episode 1, the name of the vodka, Brahms and List, is actually a Cockney rhyming slang for pissed. So that was obviously they're Brahms and List, the two composers, aren't they? So that was one thing that Alex wanted to put in as well. So he named the vodka Brahms and List. So yeah, I mean, off the top of my head, I can't really think of too many, but they're quite apparent as the series goes on.
Yeah.
And it's something obviously Alex being brought up around that sort of, that sort of slang and whatnot, and that way of speaking. He's got he's just got a list as long as his arm of Cockney rhyming slang phrases, and they do appear quite frequently, as you will see.
Thank you. Do we have another question?
This isn't a question, but an observation from Rebecca Smith.
An observation, everybody.
She says...
Sit up straight, okay.
She says, "Lucien, your trousers are ace."
Oh, thank you. Represent Nicole. My mates from Manchester made them.
Do you want to give them a plug or anything, or who made them?
From Represent, the boys are savage. They made the shoes as well. They're cool. They've got a little pop-up in London if you want to go down to it.
Are they all connected?
They're not. It would make life very easy for you if they was, but no, they're not. But no, the guys are swaggy as anything, so go check it out. They're down on just off Brick Lane. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's lovely as well, yeah, I like that.
Do we have another question? Yes, we'll go over this side. Thank you.
Hi. There's the character, the criminals and dodgy geezers. I wondered what dodgy stuff you've done. Rupert.
Me? Is that me?
Is that addressed to everybody?
Every dodgy thing possible to man.
Tamer.
Rupert told us a story about when he robbed the bank once.
Yeah, don't have to talk about it.
Coming out with it. Just the one.
I did, when I was in the playground, I used to sell counterfeit Pokemon cards. Did quite well. It's quite easy. But since then, nothing. I couldn't do it.
How did you make them?
Well, you print them off. The shiny ones, they were hard to do.
Laminated. Couldn't afford the laminate machine.
Yeah. I could do you a Pikachu, yeah.
Is there anything else that people want to own up to? I feel you're about to say something, Lucien, but yeah.
After that. It's quite fun. When we was loading we got all these guns put down, and the armourer and everyone was there, got all these machine guns, and I just like it was an everyday, like I was combing my hair, just started picking the bullets up and loading the magazine, and I'm talking, I'm going, well, you got to flip down one in first, bang it, and they're just looking at me like, and I went, National Service, that's what it was. National Service.
That makes selling fake Pokemon cards to players.
He's very good at loading weapons.
Yeah. We're looking at doing a Marks and Spencer's duvet scam, you know. We're looking at doing that. We'll talk later about it.
I guess we've got time for one more question, if anybody's got anything they'd like to ask. Let's go over there.
Rupert, Charlie seemed quite taken with the girl and the jewellers. Does that relationship have legs? Where does it go?
It does, yeah. He falls completely in love there. And I mean, it kind of develops. Not exactly how Charlie is quite a jealous kind of character, so it causes a lot of complications within the friends. So yeah, watch out for that.
Listen, guys, thank you all so much for being here tonight.
Thank you.
And let's have a round of applause for the cast of Snatch. I think you're heading off now. And just a quick reminder of everybody that Snatch will be on AMC from Tuesday the 31st of October, 10 p.m. And then you can get the full box set on BT TV after the season premiere. But, I mean, we were talking a bit about some of the later episodes just then. We now actually have a sneak preview of what's going to be happening later on in the series. So just have a look at this.
The gold changed hands over a dozen times as whole gangs were wiped from the map. All for a lump of metal.
One for luck.
Do we have no idea whose gold this is?
Yeah, we do. It's ours.
This bullion robbery is strictly flying squad business.
Understood.
Money is just no object for this guy.
How you want Joel Skrilla?
Cash.
I got a bad feeling about this one, Vic.
So it appears you have inherited your father's spirit for adventure. Something like that, Father John?
You don't think it was your gold, do you?
It's time.
You make a gold bathtub?
Aye.
I have paid my price.
Ladies and gentlemen, ready for the main event. we get twatted.
That is not the bloke you think he is. He's a selfish prick that doesn't give a fuck about either one of us.
Up and at 'em, boys! Come on then!
Your son lost my gold to Bob Fink. All of it.
Where's the gold? The gold changed hands over a dozen times as whole gangs were wiped from the map. All for a lump of metal.